Cars are continuing to pile up this morning on the N4 at the Lebombo Border Post. A two-lane road has been turned into one-way, with cars all aiming to get into Mozambique. Scores of people will try to make it to Mozambique today in the final rush to go home for Christmas. The Border Management Authority says 300,000 people crossing into Mozambique have been processed so far since the beginning of the festive operations at the Lebombo Border Post. SABC News reporter Nonhlanhla Jele is stationed there. She's on the ground and she joins us now. Nonhlanhla, I mean, when we saw you last, that was a queue that was at a dead standstill for kilometers behind you. You weren't even close to the front of where that border post actually is. Any movement whatsoever?
Good morning to you, Leanne, and to the viewers at home. Unfortunately, no movement whatsoever. In fact, it continues to increase. Traffic continues to be backed up. People leaving the taxis and the buses that they are traveling in, making their way on foot. Some saying they're walking about 12 kilometers just to get to the port of entry. And remember, Leanne, once they get to the port of entry, the 12 kilometers just takes them to the gates. They still need to walk into the processing center where they are queuing currently, and they need to walk to the other side once they get to Mozambique, to the nearby taxi rank just after the port of entry. So these people are doing about 15 kilometers or more just so they can get home before Christmas. As we have seen, many of them started traveling, of course, in November, but they've been traveling in bits and pieces. But yesterday and today has been hectic, with many of them trying to make their way. I'm just going to ask Nonhlanhla to show you what is happening on the other side of this street where we are currently at, or road rather, the N4, which is the corridor that leads to the Lebombo border gate. As you can see, traffic officials are here trying to manage this congestion, and as you can see, trucks lined up. These trucks are coming from Mozambique, and as you can see, and people continue to try and make their way to the port of entry. The trucks are also trying to come out, but because of this congestion that is happening, they have to be stopped here so that on the other side it can be managed. That is what we are currently seeing here, Lee. And remember, they said to us yesterday, the Border Management Authority, that yesterday they're expecting to process or anticipating to process about 30,000 people. Of course, we are still yet to get an official word as to how many people were processed yesterday, but we do know that so far over 300,000 people have been processed at this port of entry, with many of them trying to make their way home. Of course, we spoke to some of them as to why are they leaving this late into the year, or this late just close to Christmas, and some say they closed yesterday. So that is why some of them find themselves in this queue. Also, and another problem on this N4 is that there's construction after the Carino interchange. Yesterday there was a truck stuck on that road, which obviously contributed to the problem, to the traffic that we are seeing backed up. Many people saying they've been on this queue since last night and they've been waiting, of course, and once they get here and they think it's light and they're about to make it through, only for them to get here and find more traffic and more people leaving their cars and taxis just to try and get their passports stamped. Leanne?
This sounds like a very, very difficult situation for those that are stuck in that at the moment. Nonhlanhla spending time there at the border post, keeping us updated on exactly what is happening. And at the moment, not much, unfortunately. So please be aware that that is what's going on there if you are, in fact, making your way to that border post.